The Skilla unit has left Sachana Air Base for Mount Nevera. Unfortunately, radar interference has prevented us from pinpointing their exact location, but we believe they have abandoned the Kalana Steppes to protect the Nevera jammer. In order to ensure our bid to capture the capital is a success, we need to first take back Sachana Air Base. Sachana Air Base is our country's largest air base. The enemy incurred heavy losses during the previous battle at Kalana Steppes, resulting in a near complete loss of air power in this area. However, enemy ground troops have already begun to form a formidable intercept force in their stead. The surrounding woods would put our ground troops at a distinct disadvantage, so a helicopter unit will be used to carry them in. Your mission, sir, will be to protect the helicopter unit until they can safely land at the target. Intelligence reports that enemy troops trained in guerrilla warfare and familiar with the terrain are holding this point. Infrared sensors have been attached to the HUD to help locate enemies hiding in the forest. The heat signature from an enemy's weapon will appear on the HUD whenever they fire. Use this chance to lock onto the target. Draw enemy fire and take out as many enemy positions as possible to ensure the safety of the helicopter unit.
So you're the famous Griffith Squadron. I've heard the stories. We're counting on you. All right, we're just going to concentrate on making it to the base. We won't be able to handle the enemies hiding in the forest, so we're leaving them up to you. Damage to the helicopter unit will be displayed on the MPG. Keep an eye on it. We won't be able to take the base without them, so make sure they get there intact. Outpost A, enemy helicopter unit and escort squadron have just passed overhead. Aim for the lead escort aircraft. Take them out and the rest will drop like flies. Sam destroyed. Change position as soon as you fire. Don't let them get a beat on you. Squadron, do something! You've got to protect us! Allied helicopter unit damage at 50%. Please, protect them!
So you're the famous Griffith Squadron. I've heard the stories. We're counting on you. All right, we're just going to concentrate on making it to the base. We won't be able to handle the enemies hiding in the forest, so we're leaving them up to you. Damage to the helicopter unit will be displayed on the MPG. Keep an eye on it. We won't be able to take the base without them, so make sure they get there intact.
fire from the ground. Intelligence was spot on. Damn! I can't get a fix on the enemy position. Griffin Squadron, we're taking enemy ground fire. We need backup. Griffith 1, begin landing check. You're cleared to land. To touchdown. 2 miles to touchdown. 1 mile to touchdown. You're coming in too fast. Slow down. Perfect, sir. Stand by and prepare for your next sortie.
The helicopter unit has brought Sachana Air Base under their control. The mission is a success. Air power from the base will be a vital asset, especially in the battle to retake Griswold. I have the feeling the day of our capital's liberation is not far off. A recon team has infiltrated Monte Breeze and uncovered suspect enemy movement. It appears that LASAF used several of the large industrial complexes scattered throughout the area to produce some type of weapon. Unfortunately, jamming from Mount Nevra is preventing us from gathering any further details. The presence of numerous transport aircraft, however, has led us to believe that whatever the cargo is, they plan on taking it to Griswold. There isn't enough time to prevent the transport aircraft from taking off, but we should be able to utilize their radar jamming to shield our approach. If the enemy succeeds in escaping from the combat zone, we won't be able to follow. A lightning strike before they have time to react should prevent their escape. However, enemy jamming will render both radar and radio useless during the operation. Instead, Recon has made arrangements to transmit the position of the transport aircraft via infrared. Your mission is to work with the Recon unit to track and shoot down all transport aircraft. The mission will be considered a failure if any escape. We don't know what cargo is stowed within the transports, but there can be no doubt that it doesn't bode well for us.
All unit. So you're the one and only Southern Cross. We're counting on you. Are you picking up the infrared signal? We're clear of jamming here. We can't transmit past 30 miles, but there shouldn't be any problems at this distance. The number of enemy transports is being transmitted to your HUD. Don't let any escape. Radar jamming will prevent you from locking onto target. So you'll have to use your sight when firing. Stay relaxed and you can do it. This is the Northeast Jaguar unit. We've arrived on point. Transmission is a go. Southeast Puma unit, we've also arrived on point. It looks like the enemy is finally onto us. The transport has started to flee. Control tower, come in. This is the transport core. Any word on destination? Hold your position. Stand by.
All transport aircraft that took off from Monte Breeze have been destroyed. They were trying to escape with MBSRs. Apparently, they were used to intensify the meson cannon's beam. It gives me chills just to think about what might have happened had those things been delivered. Our mission is the liberation of Griswold. I'll explain the details. Griswold is protected by the meson cannon. The cannon would have posed a much greater threat had LASAP succeeded in delivering the MBSRs. Thanks to your efforts in stopping their delivery, our ground forces should be able to approach the capital unhindered. If Allied forces are able to make their way to the center of the Atmos ring and into Gaia's tower, they will be able to take control of the enemy central command and free the city. It will be our duty to support the troops from above. Lasaph's army is prepared for us. We expect this to be a fierce battle for both sides. Although the energy output of the meson cannon is unstable, it can still inflict considerable damage to any Allied units caught within firing range. The more damage we inflict to the meson cannon, the easier it will be for our troops to take the city. Interference from the Nevra jammer may cause radar malfunction during the mission. The capital's liberation is finally within our grasp. Sir, please decide the course of action.
We've made it this far, sir. I can make them out now. The Atmos ring and the Gaia's tower. Makes me sick. Look at them, acting like they own the place. Back to get back in formation. We finally made it to the capital. Let's blast those Lasaph bastards out. Wait, I'm getting readings from the meson cannon. MBSRs, the meson cannon is extremely powerful. Stay sharp up there.
Casualties to the Allied forces will be displayed on your MPT. We won't have the manpower to take the capital if casualties are too high. Try to keep them at a minimum. So, you're the Southern Cross? You said I'm going to fly with you. wait! They're gonna break through! We can't hold them back! Ground forces to Griffith 1. We've made it inside the Atlas ring. Look, it's Gaia's tower. The enemy's central command. We take the tower, and this war's over. What? Tanks? Don't let them get any closer! Defend the tower! Crux to Griffith Squadron. Enemy reinforcements are in the city center. It looks like they've been keeping some in reserve. So many troops were just lying in wait. Don't take it out now! Enemy command is right in front of it! Allied troops inside Atlas ring are pinned down by an enemy counteroffensive. Griffith 1, go to their aid.
Griswold's been liberated. With the loss of their central command, Laysaf forces have begun to pull out of Aurelia. The streets of Griswold are overflowing with citizens celebrating the defeat of the Laysaf oppressors. Even soldiers have joined in the celebration. Sir, the people won't soon forget your brave actions that led us here. We've done it, sir.
With each passing day, news of new Aurelian victories came pouring in. The Southern Cross's action spurred the surviving Aurelian troops to battle. Commanding Officer Diego Navarro has retreated and is currently being pursued by Special Forces. No one would have guessed that a ragtag band of soldiers smaller than a single unit could have put up such fierce resistance. December 10th, several days after the liberation of Griswold, I made my way towards one of the many cities busy recovering from the ravages of the war. Despite my usual misgivings, I could feel myself getting excited at the prospect of meeting the Southern Cross. But when I reached the base, I saw his emblem already gleaming in the skies above. I had heard that today was their first break in a while, but something must have changed that. I merely watched as the jet's contrail stretched far off into the distant sky. Suddenly, I was overcome by a strong sense of dread. The misappropriated financial and material resources were on a scale much greater than the airborne fortress alone could account for. Would the weapon at Griswold prove to be the missing piece to the puzzle?
I have an updated situation report. The forces hunting LASAF Commander Diego Navarro have been decimated at the Danern Straits. It appears that LASAF has developed a new type of attack aircraft. I can't believe they had a working prototype from the aerial fortress. Sorry, back to the report. The new attack aircraft is named Fenrir, according to LASAF reports. From the satellite intel gathered, it appears that the aircraft took off from Sentry Island. We received information from intelligence services that there appears to be a factory on the island. There are 2 routes to Sentry Island. First, LASAF has a squadron of ace pilots, the Alex Squadron, situated near the Danern Straits. They are currently headed for Sentry Island. If a pilot of that caliber were to pilot the new craft, we would have a lot of trouble on our hands. Another route is Cobalt Cave, the location of enemy research facilities. It is believed that they are preparing to move some sort of weapon. We don't know the details, but it is most likely a weapon to mount to Fenrir. The ace pilots and the unknown weapon are both major concerns, but we can only deal with one of these threats. You must stop whatever LASAF has planned. You are about to enter LASAF territory. We don't have much intel to go on, but you need to decide how to proceed. Intelligence has confirmed the outline of a squadron of LASAF fighters bound for Archelon Fortress. A sympathizer from within the enemy has informed us that the squadron is none other than LASAF's elite Alex Squadron. If they were to capture Archelon Fortress's Fenrir, one can only imagine the devastation they would cause. The Danern Straits could provide us with a chance to intercept them before they reach the fortress. Your mission will be to take on this elite air unit. You must destroy them all.
multiple fighters coming in head-on. You should see an enemy squadron shortly. This is Falcon 1. I've always wanted to fly with you. My son's a big fan of yours. Well, me too. Yeah, the enemy's tough. There's so many of them. In the 10 years I've been flying, I've never been in such a massive dogfight. Listen up, everybody. Don't fall behind the Southern Cross. Pilot, check your plane and prepare for refueling.
We've succeeded in stopping the ALEC unit before they could reach Arsenal. It was an extremely dangerous mission, but we had to stop them from getting behind the controls of Fenrir. This was a very important victory for us. Great work. The enemy transportation corps has moved from Cobalt Cave to Archelon Fortress. Our sources have confirmed our suspicions that the cargo was indeed an HPM. It'll most likely be used to defend Archelon Fortress. We've advanced within striking distance of Archelon Fortress. Fenrir, the whole reason they started this war is being made right here on this base. It's our duty to wipe this base clear off the map. The HPM has been transported to Archelon Fortress from Cobalt Cave, and it appears it has already been fitted to Fenrir. The weapon works by emitting microwaves from both Fenrir and Archelon Fortress to create an overlapping field effect, detonating all fuel caught in between. Fly too slow for too long, and you'll be tracked by the targeting system. If you don't escape quickly, your fuel tank will explode. We've also received intel that the Archelon Fortress is equipped with the same type of shock cannon employed on the Gleipnir. Sir, we've succeeded in freeing Aurelia. The war should have already been over for us. But someone has to put an end to this. Just make sure you come back alive.
As I wrote down the words that would reveal the truth to the world, I couldn't help but feel uneasy. It said that the only true winners in any war are those who achieve what they intended. Diego Navarro had left Aurelia's capital in defeat, yet his goal of increasing arms exports had been achieved. It seemed as though he may be the true victor in this war. After returning to his homeland, it appears that he now plans to unveil the ultimate weapon before his countrymen. Satellite images of the Archelon Fortress will provide the backdrop for his speech to the world. Such audacity must come from his confidence in this ultimate weapon, Fenrir. There's no such thing as a foolproof plan, I whispered to myself as I watched the sun slowly wheel across the sky overhead. Even the country's hero, still in the heat of battle, hadn't returned home for the celebration of victory. The Southern Cross will ensure Navarro's plan ends in failure. Ain't that right?
happen. Do what it takes to destroy the shock cannon. Shock cannon firing preparations complete. Aquila 3, lower your altitude. In 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cannon firing! Aquila 3's been hit! Damn it, we've lost him! Destroy the shock cannon! The shock cannon is preparing to fire again!
Has really been destroyed! He was able to fly his way through those shockwaves. Incredible! You've done it, Griffiths 1! I knew our ace could do it. That's the Southern Cross for you. It certainly is. He's Aurelia's hero after all. Crux to Griffiths 1. That was a little too risky, sir. It made me nervous just watching you. It wouldn't feel like a victory if you weren't there to celebrate it with us, sir. When you think about it, you can't help but feel sorry for Laysath's soldiers. They were nothing but pawns in Navarro's sick game. Well, it's finally over, isn't it? Let's head home. To Aurelia.
By the time the images of the exploding Archelon Fortress and Fenrir faded from the stadium screen, Laysath's commanding officer, Diego Navarro, had long since disappeared. With the true motives behind the war made public and his subsequent failure to regain power, Diego Navarro fled from Laysath. Although there's no more reason to fight, surviving Laysath soldiers continue to put up pockets of resistance across Aurelia. With their leader and direction lost, it's difficult to imagine them ever being victorious. Surrendering units have started to appear, and even I have the feeling that my story on the end of this war isn't far off. Still, with all the coverage of the war's closure, my work here is still not finished. Since I'll be here a while, chasing after that story on the Southern Cross doesn't sound half bad.